Hey kids, welcome back. Today, we're reading At the Old Haunted House by Helen Ketteman, illustrated by Wragg. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. "Spell!" cried the witch. "Poof!" cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big monster and her wee monsters too. "Stir!" called the ma. "We stir!" cried the two, and they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house, in the dead hollow tree, lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens 3. "Scratch!" cried the mother. "Meow!" cried the 3, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor, lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblins 4. "Dust!" called the paw. "We dust!" said the 4, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where scary things jive, lived a ma werewolf and her wee wolfies 5. "Howl!" cried the ma. "Aroo!" wailed the 5, and they yowled and they howled where the scary things jive. In the old haunted house, in a vault made of bricks, lived a papa vampire and his little vamp 6. "Sure fangs!" Papa cried. "Yes!" went the 6, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bat 7. "Dip dive!" cried the mom. "Flip flap!" went the 7, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties 8. "Haunt!" cried the dad. "Boo!" cried the 8, and they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mummy mommy and her wee mummies 9. "Mix!" called the mommy. "We mix!" called the 9, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. At the old haunted house in the dusty old den, lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. "Spin!" called the ma. "Weave ho!" said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door. "Trick or treat!" yelled the children. The ghost shrieked, "Eek!" "Come in!" called Mom Mummy. The monsters made stew. The mummies made cake. The witches sat brewed. The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black cats scratched and werewolves bayed. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween Fright. The end. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I really hope you enjoyed that story. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these awesome stories. Keep on reading, and I'll see you guys next time.